Hi, good morning guys. Welcome to my discussion on science and technology in Philippines. This is actually a continuation of our previous lesson when we discussed the conditions of science and technology and the society in different ages. If we are to remember, we were able to discuss several periods in the history, or we call them the historical antecedents of science and technology, and we were able to understand some of them such that it gave us ideas on what kind of science and technology and the response of the society to these changes in science and technology throughout the history. So for this, we will be discussing on the science and technology in the Philippines, specifically doon sa mga panahon during the ancient, the Middle Age, and the modern age. So again, this is me, Sir Nate, and welcome to my class. So what is the condition of science and technology in the Philippines during these periods of time? Okay, so let's go first to this introduction. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,000 islands. Boasts a rich and diverse history that has been shaped by its scientific and technological achievements across the ages. In this presentation, we embarked on a journey through time, exploring the remarkable contributions and advancements in science and technology that have marked the Philippines' history. Okay, so simulan natin during the ancient age or the ancient period here in the Philippines. The ancient Philippines started way before 16th century. What's prominent during that time is agriculture and irrigation. Sabi dito, ancient Filipinos were skilled in agriculture. Kaya hanggang ngayon, one of the biggest or one of the agencies in our government that receives the biggest funding is the agencies that are related to agriculture and irrigation. Okay, why? Because geographically our country is a very rich agricultural land. Okay, so they are skilled in agriculture, in cultivating rice. There was even a time that the Philippines became a basin for rice exportation. Okay, root crops and various fruits. Alright, ito yung ating mga major agriculture exports. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems to support rice cultivation such as dikes and paddy systems. If we can imagine, what kind of irrigation was developed when the ancient Filipinos maybe or probably have designed the what we call this one on the picture, the rice terraces. So this is a manifestation of how Filipinos are very skilled. The ancient Filipinos are skilled when it comes to agriculture and irrigation. Another is that they are also good during that time na, they are also good in navigation. Okay, kaya nga Philippines is one of the countries that provides most number of what we call this seafarers in the world. Tayo yung isang country na nagbibigay ng pinakamalaking number ng seafarers worldwide. So in the history, Filipino seafarers known as barangay or boat builders crafted advanced wooden vessels called balangay. Doon pala nang galing yung term na yan. So these boats were used for trading and exploration, helping the Philippines establish maritime connections with neighboring regions. Diyan pala nagsimula yung pagiging marino ng ating mga kababayang marino. Okay. Thirdly, the ancient Filipinos are also skilled in metallurgy o yung tinatawag nating pagpapanday. Okay, kung ikaw ay taga San Nicolas, Ilocos Norte, meron pa dyan, may mga natitira pang mga nagpapanday sa lugar na yan, particularly in the crafting of gold ornaments and jewelry. Kaya nga during the time of Lapu-Lapu, yung mga Pilipino during that time, talagang very intricate ang pag-design nila ng kanilang mga jewelry. Okay? So the Laguna copper plate inscription is an evidence, all right, of a pre-Hispanic legal document in the Philippines made from copper, indicating a degree of metallurgical sophistication. So during that time, malakas na rin yung industry natin sa metalwork. Actually, we had our own factory before of making our own metals that we produce. Dati tayo ang nagproduce ng mga metals. There was a factory before. Pero nung nag-iba ang presidency after Ferdinand E. Marcos, okay, binenta yung mga companies na ito dahil hindi na sila sinusuportahan ng government during that time. Okay? So that was during the ancient Philippines period. Alright? So next naman natin, the Middle Age Philippines. Una, during this time is the Spanish colonization happened. Alright? So Spanish colonial influence was rampant during that time. This was the arrival of the Spanish colonizers in the 16th century, and they had a profound impact on science and technology in the Philippines. Actually, they were the first ones to introduce to us education, alright? We thought it was the Americans, but actually it was the Spanish who introduced to us yung education system natin. Kaya yung University of Santo Tomas is actually built by the Spaniards, and they are the ones that was one of the oldest educational institution in the Philippines. Right, sabi dito, Spanish missionaries and colonists introduced new crops, animals, and agricultural techniques. Okay, so nakikita natin dito kung paano nag-i-improve yung ating science and technology. Next, church and education. So ito na nga yung sinasabi ko kanina. So during the Middle Age Philippines, alright, church and the education were established. Okay? So the Spanish established educational institution, gaya ng sabi ko, including the University of Santo Tomas in 1611. So that's one of the oldest schools in the Philippines, which became a center for higher learning in the country. So education was often closely tied to religious instructions, kasi of course the one who built University of Santo Tomas were the priests. Okay, so talagang stricto sila during that time when it comes to religious practice as well. Another, the Filipinos during that time were good in architecture. Alright, so sabi dito, Filipino craftsmen were involved in the construction of churches and colonial era buildings using a mix of indigenous and European architectural styles. Notable structures include the San Agustin Church in Manila. Okay, so ang mga Pilipino din pala noon ay magaling ng mag-design. Okay, they are skilled as well in architecture. What about during the modern age Philippines or the 19th century towards present? Okay, so this time ay nagsimula na yung tinatawag na American colonial period. Okay, during the American colonial period, it's about late 19th to mid 20th century. Modern education systems were introduced, yung mga binigay or yung educational system na inintroduce sa atin ng mga Spaniards ay in-update or pinalitan ng mga Amerikano. Alright, leading to the establishment of more schools and universities. This period also was the beginnings of scientific research and institutions. So during that time ay nag-start na rin or nagpasimula na rin sila ng mga tinatawag na research institutions. Okay, another is the World War II and the Reconstruction. So of course, Philippines became a World War II war zone during that time as well, And World War II had a significant impact on the Philippines during that time. The war brought about advancement not only in education but also in military technology, and the post-war reconstruction period saw the modernization of infrastructures and industries. So nag-improve na ang technology natin not only in military but even in the industry, in infrastructure. So building techniques were introduced, engineering techniques or science was also introduced during this period of time. And lastly, ngayon, presently, right, the Philippines now has also entered the field of space research. Kaya nga meron nang na-establish na tinatawag na PhilSA or yung Philippine Space Agency in 2019. And if I am not mistaken, we were able to send several space satellites ng ating sariling ginawa dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So meron na tayong Diwata 1 which is in the picture, yung nakikita natin dito. Okay? And then ilan sa mga nagawa na rin ay yung Maya 1, meron na rin yung Agila. Okay? I think meron na ring Maya 2 if I'm not mistaken. And some other creations or space satellites ng ating bansa. Kaya kung mapapansin natin ay medyo malakas na rin ang internet connection ng ating bansa because of this innovations and improvements in space research. So meron na tayong Agila 1, Agila 2, meron tayong Diwata 1, Diwata 2, and then meron na rin tayong Maya 1, Maya 2, and Maya 3 up to Maya 6 actually, And then there's this upcoming satellite which is called MULA or MULA, which I think it stands for Multi-Spectral Unit for Land Assessment. So this is manufactured by the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Space Agency. So yan yung mga nangyayari sa Pilipinas, yan yung updates na nangyayari ngayon sa Pilipinas. Aside from that, the Philippines has a growing information technology and outsourcing industry, kaya napakadami sa Pilipinas yung tinatawag natin mga call center or mga BPO companies. Okay? Because ang Philippines ay sumusunod din sa kung anong kaya ng ibang bansa when it comes to IT, And a brief of a trivia, Philippines was it was a Filipino who invented the microchip na ginagamit by the name of Diosdado Banatao. Okay? It was also a Filipino who invented yung tinatawag nating incubation ng mga babies. Okay, tama ba yung term na yon? Okay? And then, it was also a Filipino who first designed the first ever video phone or yung video yung phone na may capability na mag-transmit ng video. So bago pa nagkaroon ng mga smartphone ng yung Facebook Messenger and Viber and everything, ay meron na noong tinatawag na video phone. Okay? I think that was invented by Dr. Zara. The name was ends with Zara. Okay? Okay, so these are some of the information that I wanted to share to you patungkol sa science and technology dito sa ating bansang Pilipinas, starting during the ancient until the present time. So, yon, maraming salamat sa pakikinig sa aking mumunting discussion. I hope you learned something. Alright, so yun, have a great day.